Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to World of Tanks Blitz, and we're here going to be doing a review of this thing, the Churchill I, because it apparently appears that I haven't actually done a review of this thing before. So yeah, I just went and checked, and it appears that yes, I haven't actually done a video of the Churchill I in Blitz, so we're going to be taking a look at this thing on Blitz, seeing if it changes even from World of Tanks PC, and I could say that it really doesn't. Pretty much, it doesn't change that much. But gonna take a look here. So first up, 31% protection, 39% firepower, 74% shot effectiveness, and 17% maneuverability. So those overall base stats are they're decent enough. We've got very good shot effectiveness, and the protection is pretty good for a heavy tank. Let me have a look. Churchill III, which has got again 30% protection. Where's my T14? There it is. God, I thought I'd lost it. There you go. That's got 38% protection. So, yeah, the protection is alright. Because after all, it's a Churchill. But taking a look here, 840 HP first up. So 840 HP is pretty good. Churchill 3 has also got 840 HP. T14's got 750. So, yeah, it's got the most health out of any tier 5 heavy tank, which is what the Churchills are known for. They're known for their high HP. If you think of World of Tanks PC, 700 HP for these two, compared to, what, 640 for the T14. Obviously this is Blitz, so inflated HP, but yeah, so, you know, that's a good amount of HP for it. Also the armour, technically it should be 177 at the front, but we'll go over that in a minute. So it's 177 at the front, 63 at the sides, 50 at the rear, and the turret 88, 88, 76. The stock turret actually has got better armor. If we take a look here, 13 frontal armor and 12 rear armor. However, you can't use the top gun, I don't think, on this turret. Obviously, you get less HP. But there you go. If I mount it, yeah, I can't mount it because it's incompatible with this top gun. But yeah, so technically it should be 177 at the front, but really it's only about this bit is 177, not including obviously the weak spot here, which is the 3-inch howitzer mounted in the front of the hull. So that's a weak spot right there. This bit is a weak spot because this hasn't got that extra bolted bit of metal at the front, which is what gives it the 177 frontal hull armor. Plus it's flat, so that's really not that great armored. This sloping bit up here, the upper glacis, that's good. The lower glacis, however, of course, is a lower glacis. It is, you know, yeah. But the sides, 63 and 50, I think it was, yeah, they're pretty terrible from side on. Side on, it's a big target, big flat target. People will easily penetrate straight through there. And then the rear, of course, 50. Well, yeah, it's rear armor. No one really has good hull rear armor. But, however, the way that the Churchills come into their own is by angling them, because as you can see, if you angle it like this around a corner, that increases this effective angle of that 63 millimeters. The effective angle is actually gives it much greater armor if you angle your tank like that instead of going face on. So you always angle Churchills, because the Churchill armor is like the mouse. You think about it, the mouse has got nice flat armor, which means that when you're not angling the mouse, if you're going like that against someone, they'll ricochet off this thing, or this bit really, but at the same time it's easier for them to penetrate than if you do this. That's then angled, that's then angled. So yeah, the effective armor is all relative when you bring in angling, and of course the Churchills are very good at angling. However, the turret, yeah, 88 frontal turret, if you angle it like that, maybe, yeah, but really 88 front, 88 side turret armor, this has got a bit of a sloping on it here, but then really, who's going to shoot at this side bit? That's such an extreme angle there, they're going to be shooting this area. Obviously, this top, the top armor here of the turret, that's going to ricochet off, but the front, yeah, it's pretty terrible. And this, of course, all extends to the Churchill III as well. The Churchill III technically it's got, what, 77, 76? 76. Technically it's got 76 frontal armour, but that only counts as that little bit. And that's got even bigger weak spot here because it's got this little rangefindery thing for the machine gun. But anyway, yeah. So, yeah, the armour is alright when you angle it, but technically on its own it's not that great. Also, the manoeuvrability leaves a lot to be desired. 40-ton tank with a 350 horsepower engine. There it is, a Bedford twin 6 engine. 350 horsepower, 20% chance of fire and impact. Yeah, not that great. So, yeah, manoeuvrability-wise, it's not great at all. 26 kilometers per hour speed limit, 19.88 degrees per second, 20 turret traverse. It's a slow-moving heavy tank. It is an infantry tank, because that was the British doctrine of the time. So, yeah, but still, yeah, that's the problem with the Churchill there. So, yeah, the Bedford Twin 6, it's even worse using the Meadows DAV, Meadows DAV, because that's only got 300 horsepower instead of the 350. Not that it really makes much of a difference, frankly, because, you know, Churchill. But, yeah, so it is a slow-moving heavy tank, hence why it's only got 17% maneuverability. Obviously, the maneuverability goes up if you mount, you know, less weighty modules, such as a less weighty gun, such as a 6-pounder or something, I would imagine, because, yeah. But, anyway, yeah. So, there's the turret, 88, 88, 76, yeah. Pretty, well, not that great, really. 240 meters view range, 20.86 turret traverse, yeah. Pretty slow turret traverse. The suspension has got a 43-ton load limit, so you can sort of mess around with whatever you need there. But again, suspension traverse 20 degrees per second, let's call it. Yeah, it's not that great. However, the gun is the good thing about this tank, because you've got a choice of guns which you can mount. You've of course got the top gun, which is the gun which I use because it's, quite frankly, the most brilliant gun on any tier 5 heavy tank, and that is the 75mm Vickers high velocity gun, HV standing for high velocity. It's an improvement over the 75mm gun Mark V, so it's got less that's not good. It's got less rate of fire. It has got less rate of fire than the 75 Mark V. However, it's got much better penetration. 145 average penetration with AP. With APCR 202, 20 with high explosive, yeah, 75mm gun, but still 8.7 rate of fire, that's pretty good. It's also, the penetration is really high. There's very few things at this tier which will beat it in penetration. One of the only other things is the Angry Connor, because, well, this has got a lot of penetration, 171 being a 17-pounder, but for a 75mm high velocity Vickers, it's got a good penetration. It's got great penetration. So, yeah, great penetration. The average damage, yeah, 75mm gun, 160, 135 with APCR, because they recently changed premium ammo to do less damage, but with higher penetration. So, 160 average damage with AP, 200 with high explosives, so yeah. 0.34 dispersion and a 4.4 second aim time. It's got really good accuracy. It's almost a sniper gun. It's that great. So yeah, it's got really good accuracy, and it's just a really good gun, and it's the gun which I use. However, you're not limited to just the 75mm Vickers. You also have another option in the 6-pounder gun Mark V, which is a faster rate of fire gun, but with less penetration and worse accuracy and less damage. So the rate of fire goes up tenfold, 19.23 rate of fire. It's like 2-second reload or something. Average penetration with the armor piercing does go down to only 130, but still, I suppose that's alright. With APCR, it gets 180 average penetration, 15 with high explosive, because it's only a 57mm gun. The average damage goes way down as well to 90, 80 with high with APCR, 100 with high explosive. The dispersion is much worse, 0.39 compared to the 0.34 of the high velocity. So yeah, but the aim time does go down further to 3.4 seconds, which is very good aim time, really. But I use the 75 high velocity because of the much better penetration. But then, of course, you've always got the 3-inch howitzer, which is, quite frankly, useless. Because, well, the 3-inch howitzer, the rate of fire is alright. It's alright. It's a 9.36 rate of fire. But average penetration with high explosive is only 20. There's like nothing you can do to anyone if you're using this gun unless you're using heat. And even with heat, there's only 100 penetration. So, yeah. But then, the average damage is 160. You could get the same out of the 75 Vickers high velocity using armor piercing, because that has got 160 average damage. Plus, you'll penetrate and do loads more damage. Plus, the accuracy is terrible, 0.48. The aim time is decent, 0.34. Or 3.4, sorry. And it weighs basically nothing. But even so, there's no reason to really use that other than to get your maneuverability up by 1. Because the shot effectiveness goes right down to 28. So, really, your two choices are the 75 high velocity or the quick fire 6-pounder gun Mark 5. Those are your two choices, and of course I used this one. But yeah, so that's it for the basic stats. The gun is really good, and the armor is decent enough. Carries 84 rounds of 75 high velocity ammunition, so there's always that. As for equipment, well, they've redesigned all the equipment, so you know. But I would say gun rammer. You don't need the calibrated shells with the high velocity Vickers because it's got very good penetration anyway. So gun rammer, protected modules, coated optics because, well, it's a Churchill. No one can hide a Churchill, so don't even bother with camo net. So you're gonna go with that, and coated optics. Then I would say, I don't know, enhanced gun lane drive maybe. You don't, or supercharge, it's your choice of two. And then either improved assembly or enhanced armor. It's up to you. I would probably say improved assembly, but you can always go enhanced armor. Then improved control because, well, you're a slow-moving Churchill. You only have a 26 km/h top speed, and you reach that pretty quickly because it's so low. So improved controls for that. Then I would say you don't really need refined gun, but you can always put it on. But probably vertical stabilizer. Then you would want to have maybe enhanced tracks or toolbox, and then your choice of them. So really, those two are sort of your wild cards that you can sort of go with whatever. But yeah, so there's your my suggested equipment loadout, but of course you can change whatever you want. Then you've got your provisions for your standard fuel or improved fuel for plus 3 or 10%, well, 3 or 10% respectively to engine power, turret reverse. Then you've got black tea or pudding and tea for plus 3 or 10% respectively to crew mastery. Then you've got your protective kit for 15% protection of crew from injuries, 10% speed and module repair, 20% fire protection, and 10% chance to 10% ammo and fuel tank durability. So there you go. There's always that. Yeah, your improved fuel is probably not a bad idea on this tank actually. But you know, so then you've got your consumables, repair kit, first aid kit, fire extinguisher. Then you've got engine power boost, 20% to engine power for 15 seconds. Then you've got adrenaline for 20% to load speed, 10% chance of damaging enemy vehicle modules for 15 seconds. And then you've got the multi-purpose restoration pack, which is all these things rolled into one. And I prefer to go with the 3 standard things, but you can always go with whatever the hell else you want. I'll actually go ahead and stick that on, why not? So, yeah, that's the basic overview of the Churchill 1. The crew, you can't say anything about because, well, Blitz crews are different. But, yeah, it's a good solid tank. I like the Churchill 1. As you can, I've enriched the vehicle. So it's enriched for an unlimited time. I think if I sold it and bought it back, it wouldn't disappear. So there's always that. And got some nice camos on it. I've gone with Inferno because, well, I think Inferno looks cool because you can almost trace it all the way down the hull. Look, you can trace it all the way here from this drive wheel, down here, around here, up, around here, down, like that. And then I think it goes a bit like that, down, or up maybe. Looks like it goes up, and then possibly down there. And then you can trace it all the way back to the other drive wheel back there. So, yeah, anyway. That is the Churchill. It's got a very good selection of guns. It's got a nice selection of guns. You can either go with the high penetration, Vickers high velocity, or you can go with the Make It Rain 6-pounder. The armour, it's a very good side scraping and angling tank, and it's just a really fun tank to drive because you feel the power of the Churchill. When you drive the Churchill, you feel like a tank. It doesn't feel like you're playing a game. It feels like you're being a tank. And it's just something about the Churchills, just being in control of the Churchill, just having a Churchill about them. Churchill. But anyway, so yeah, I've rambled about the Churchill enough now. So that was the Churchill I, a very nice British Tier 5 heavy tank. And I'll thank you for watching, and goodbye.